Hello my dear companions, welcome back to Doki Doki, the mod, Blue Skies. We are closing in to the end. I think there might be like 2 or 3 videos left. Anyhow, last time we got pretty much Yuri as our girlfriend officially. And yeah, let's continue. As my eyes slowly. By the way, I just came home from work and I've been working in the emergency how do you say it in English? Emergency department unit, this week, and my god, it's been a lot. So I'm a bit tired, but I really just want to get into this again. So hope you enjoy. Have your favorite blanket, have your favorite snacks. Let's continue. As my eyes slowly flutter open and the last vestiges of sleep leave my body, I run my hands through my hair, thinking about how my life is in its current state. Compared to how it last January started, it's definitely a lot different. For one, I actually have a girlfriend now. We kissed, and it's a given that we'll like each other, so why do I feel a little uneasy? Is it because I still find it hard to believe Yuri likes a guy like me? A clever, gorgeous, sophisticated girl like that? Self-doubt really has a way of eating you up from the inside. Tell me about it. I think many of us have come across self-doubt many times. There's no point dwelling on it, Zalzar. She chose you for a reason, okay? Yeah, this year has got off to a good start, so let's get it that way. We keep it that way. A slow smile creeps onto my face as I get out of bed and start my morning routine. It's going to be an interesting year. So it's okay, yeah. We celebrated New Year last video. Well, one thing I could do without is the bitter cold. It's always freezing around this time of year. I love winter though. Tell me in the comments down below what is your favorite season. Mine is winter. I love winter. At least I'll have Yuri to warm me up. Her love for snuggling up indoors with a book in hand might just come in very handy. And she's also so warm whenever we hug. Really interesting pattern. Is it one of the new characters? We haven't seen much of them. When I read on the homepage for this mod, it seems like these characters would have much more content or impact on the story. In an attempt to hastily break out of my trance, I make a mental effort to bring myself to focus on the girl in front of me. Yeah, that's the new one. I don't remember her name though. What? Emmy. He giggles. I haven't come up with a voice for these characters yet, so come on. This is the first time in a while that I've been early. So I want to see the look on the Sakurai's face. I grin. Lead the way. How was your Christmas break anyway? Pretty good. She must have picked up on the happiness in my voice as she bounces on the spot excitedly. I can tell that her next question is going to be. What her next question is going to be. Oh, why's that? Well, it's always nice spending Christmas with friends, There's a mischievous smile on her face that puts me slightly on edge, especially when those friends are girls. And of course that mischievous smile on her face is followed by a knowing smirk. What are you trying to say, Emmy? Yuri. Oh. Wait, what? That is her name, right? The girl with the purple hair? Yeah, why? Nothing. Oh, I saw you guys together on New Year's Eve. That's all. Well, there goes my hopes of being subtle. Tell me everything! Thankfully, I'm spared from telling Emmy everything as the classroom door swings open and Sakurai strolls in. After setting down his papers, he turns to address the class. Morning, everyone. Hope you all had a good break. Zalzar certainly did. I nudge her in the rib. Why is that? Come on, brain, think of something. If you can somehow convince a girl like Yuri to like me, you must be capable. I did a lot of reading in a 20th century history, so I'm in a great position to hit the ground running this semester. That's such a bad lie. That's such a bad lie. Sakurai doesn't look entirely convinced, but he nods. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to answer a lot of questions that come up then. He chortles and turns to face the blackboard. I glare at Emmy, only to be met by a childlike grin. The 1920s and 1930s, guys. Believe me, these are some interesting years. And just like that, the lessons began. Sometime later, I find myself wandering down to the club room. As I get closer to the door, I spot a familiar figure. A nervous smile works its way onto my face. Hey, good morning, Zalzar. Good morning, Yuri. It's nice to see you again. She smiles shyly. There's no hiding the red blush that crept up onto her face. And you, Zalzar? There's an awkward silence for a moment. Of course, it's a given. Yuri doesn't really know how to take a compliment, although that's part of what makes her so endearing. She'll go inside and don't know about you, but I'm kinda hungry. She looks relieved at the change of topic. Yes, I was just about to suggest that. It's rather convenient timing that we're both out at the same time, don't you think? That or both of our teachers happen to be hungry. You're the analytical one, so I'll leave that to you. With a small laugh, she opens the door and leads us through. I was surprised with the last ones in. Monika and Sayori look deep in conversation about something, while Natsuki has her face firmly hidden behind some manga. The girls look over, while Monika and Sayori do, and give us a brief smile before turning back to the conversation. Should we go over and talk to them? Yuri pauses for a moment as her eyes briefly go over the other club members. She eventually shakes her head. Well, I wouldn't. It seems like they're all engrossed in their own thing. Fair enough, works for me. We both take a seat and pull out our food. Unsurprisingly, Yuri's meal looks a lot fancier than mine. I motion towards it. Homemade, I guess. I'm guessing. Uh-huh. Yes, you can never go wrong with a vegetable stir-fry paired with rice. The combination of flavors is always satisfying to the taste buds. Sounds lovely. Yeah, I haven't made dinner yet. I wonder what I'm gonna make for dinner today. I literally just came from work. Yeah, I remember you saying. I don't sound like a broken record, do I? No, not at all. Just remembering it because I thought it was really interesting how food meant so much to you. She doesn't look entirely convinced, but she's starting eating nonetheless. A brief silence falls between us. Even though she's looking at her food, I get a shrewd suspicion that her focus is elsewhere. Say, Zalzar. Have you given much thought to what you want to do after school? Probably go home and watch anime. Why? I think she means when we finish school, you know, after graduation. Maybe. We briefly make eye contact. Seeing Yuri narrow her eyes, trying to figure out if I was being sarcastic or serious, is strangely enjoyable in a silly sort of way. Eventually, she realizes I'm joking and smiles at her. She shakes her head softly. You know what I mean. Truthfully, I don't really know. It's not really something I've spent a lot of time thinking about, if I'm being honest. Probably should give it a thought though. Guess it just isn't high on my priority list. My eyes wander over to Sayori and Monika. Sayori looks like she's a little sad about something. The rain clouds, here they come. While Monika is apparently trying to cheer her up. The sight of them talking makes me feel grateful, but also a little guilty. As much as I enjoyed spending time with Yuri, I haven't really seen much of Sayori over the past few months. Still, it's good to know that she has other friends, right? Oh. Hopefully this series won't be sad. I'm not sure. Given how we're only second years, it's understandable. I return my gaze to Yuri. Judging by the look on your face, you've probably spent a little more time than I have on the matter. I suppose you could say that. Let me guess, you want to go to university? To study something like Japanese? Is that really that obvious? It was just a really fitting pick, that's it, that's all. I suppose it is. I imagine you're excited to go. To university? Yes and no, actually. On one hand, university can be such a stimulating place, the amount of things you can learn while you're there. At high school, you're naturally limited by what your teachers choose to teach. From that I've gathered, you're given much more independence at the undergraduate level. But on the other hand, I've been at school for almost all my life. To make that jump, especially if I were to go to a new part of the country, well, it definitely invokes a lot of anxiety. There's a comfort to be had in routine. I know exactly what to expect, well, for most part, with school. Humans naturally dislike change. As exciting as I think higher education will be, it comes at a cost. Well, when you put it like that, I can definitely see what you mean. Yeah, it's scary to start university, you know? Especially if you have... there are different levels, I guess, of education in different countries. But when you start school from very young age and you go throughout elementary, it's pretty much the same. Everything. The real leap is when you start university, if you start university. But I think it's something we all have to go through at some point, right? Even if we just go straight into work after leaving. Exactly. Some go to work, some go to university. It's all up to you. My eyes wander over to Natsuki. Her position hasn't changed in the slightest. Man, that manga must be pretty damn good. Maybe it's the Parfait Girl anime? Or the manga, sorry. Yuri follows my line of sight. Her eyes land on Natsuki as well. Given that already thoughtful look on her face, it's hard to tell if her thoughts have changed. Oh! Natsuki's only first year, so I suppose there wouldn't be much sense in having this conversation with her. Yeah, I remember that. Natsuki is 1 year old, younger than the other ones. I don't think my past school plans have even crossed my mind back when I first got into high school. What about Sayori? Have you spoken about this with her? Not really. We only began talking to one another a couple of months ago, and I catch myself just in time, mentioning that Sayori and I haven't had much time to ourselves because I've spent so much time with Yuri would just make Yuri feel bad. Well, I guess there just hasn't been the right time. Besides, she never really struck me as someone who really gave much thought to her future, kinda like me. Whereas someone like Monica, well, the impression I get from her is that she's probably got a plan. I chuckle to myself, remembering how my parents used to say that my school years would flash by in the blink of an eye. I've had this conversation with mom and dad before. It was a while ago though. I think they wanted me to go to university, so I guess our plans aren't too far off. You think you had a similar conversation with your parents, right? Yuri?
I think so.
What? The vague, uncertain nature to her answer throws me off guard for a moment, but I'm not given much time to push it as Monica suddenly turns to us. Yuri is really trying to avoid talking about her parents, you know? Hey you two, Sorry about not saying hi just now. I was a little preoccupied. It's all good. Everyone seemed to be doing their own thing, so I don't think anyone really noticed. You okay, Sayori? You looked like a little down when you walked in.
I'm fine. Why made you think that?
I don't know, I guess it just looked like Monica was trying to cheer you up or something. Just how I interpreted the situation, that's all.
There's nothing wrong, silly. How is your New Year's Eve?
Oh, we're gonna break her. A glance toward Yuri. There's a faint blush on her cheeks. It was really something. The look on Sayori's face goes from quizzical to understanding as she puts two and two together.
Oh, you too. You're together, aren't you?
I reach out and gently weave Yuri's hand into mine. Oh, that's cringe. Yeah, we are.
I knew there was something going on between you two.
Sayori is heartbroken by this, but this is just a facade.
I'm so happy for you guys.
She's not. Sayori's smile is so huge it's almost bordering on insincere. Yeah.
Great. That's precisely what this club needs. Lovey-dovey mushy stuff.
Lovey-dovey mushy stuff. I'm surprised you even notice. You notice said mushy stuff with how absorbed into your mind you seem to be.
Doesn't block out the sound of people kissing, you know?
That sounds like it came from the personal experience. She tips her manga down to glare at me. I grin and raise my free hand up in a comedic display of self-defense. To be fair, she has a point. PDAs are a major no-no for me. Don't worry, we'll save all the physical stuff for when you guys aren't around. Yeah, that was cringe. Don't say that. What? Yeah? Why are you guys looking at me like that? Yeah.
You never really think before you open your mouth, do you?
What do you mean? The sound of the bell rings cut my question short. And soon after, the sound of scraping chairs fills the air as everyone starts packing up. It's only as we're all heading towards the door do I realize why what I said caused so much awkwardness. Yeah. No, I didn't mean it like that, guys. But Monica, Natsuki and Sayori are already gone. Desperately I turned to Yuri. You know what I really meant, right? I awkwardly rubbed the back of my head. Yuri? You know, you're quite endearing when you're flustered. She smiles and heads off. Oh, the game is on. Oh, that was short. Let's continue a bit longer. Let's do another day, at least. I just remember I haven't saved. Yippee-doo, let's save. There we go. It's nice to have a day to myself for once. Seems like it's been a while since I haven't made plans for the weekend. Funny thing, what joining a single club can do to your social life. That's probably an exaggeration in my part though. I'm just so used to staying in on the weekends that whenever I do go out, it's a huge deal in my mind. Same. Me too, I'm the same in that way. Let's see, what should I do? I'm suddenly overwhelmed by the possibilities. Well, I guess I should start by brushing my teeth and getting... Yeah, that's a good start. A fresh minty taste permeates my mouth. Unfortunately, orange juice is out of the question for now. Yeah, might as well make another foray into the world of cooking. What was the one recipe Yuri told me about before? Egg rice? It sounded pretty simple back then. Let's see if it actually is. I half-heartedly swirl some rice around in a bowl full of water. It's been a while since I cooked rice for myself. I'm just too impatient to wait for it to cook. Let's start. Egg rice is pretty good. Its mouthfeel is kind of slimy, but the taste is there. I don't know if I actually cooked it correctly, but how badly could I have messed up such a simple recipe? Might make it again. Next time I'm too lazy to make something more complex. Which is to say basically every meal. Every meal, yeah. I love cooking, as I said before. I really enjoy cooking, but sometimes, especially after work and such, I'm really lazy. During the weekends though, I can spend more time with cooking. This has got to be more healthy than instant meals though, right? Yeah. I wonder if Yuri's eating right. Yeah, let's talk to her. Call her. She did say that she eats it for breakfast quite often. It's like that cheesy saying where people are connected by the same moon overhead. But instead of the moon, we're connected by eggy rice. Yuri does wake up way earlier than me though, so she probably finished eating by now. Speaking of Yuri, she'll probably make some headway on one of the countless books she's recommended to me if I wanted to be able to keep up with her. Let's see. I've only gotten through a few more chapters in the book, but I'm already feeling restless. The plot isn't bad, but the themes seem a little elusive to me. It's interesting it employs a stream of consciousness style of narration too that I'm not used to reading. I wonder if Yuri ever gets bored when reading. Doesn't seem like that. It's not like she's so inhuman reading some inhuman reading machine, so there must be some writers who she dislikes. Knowing her, she'd be the type of person to soldier on and finish the book anyway, despite her feeling towards it. Maybe I should go outside and stretch my legs for a bit. Yeah, that's good. Then come back to the book later with fresh eyes. It's a type of winter day outside that's sunny, yet still chilly. The clear, cold sunshine lights up the uniformly grey sky. This kind of sunlight has always reminded me a bit of the hue of fluorescent lights. It makes the air seem strangely crystalline. Fortunately for me, it's not cold enough to warrant bundling up in a bunch of layers. Just my sweater is enough to keep me comfortable. Some people have crazy cold tolerances. Like, I'll never be able to reach the levels of girls who can wear skirts in freezing weather. Yeah, I can't understand that. You must be freezing your butts off. Especially the short skirts. I mean, come on, damn. Speaking of which, there's a girl in a skirt approaching me. Looks like she's walking her dog. Shiori. I don't remember Shiori. Oh yeah, this girl. Hey Shiori.
What's up, Zalzar?
I don't know you lived in this close to me.
Oh, is it at your house over there? I wouldn't say I live too close by. Just that I take really long walks.
Maybe you should go on and run with Emmy sometime.
So I'd be able to keep up with her. Anyway, it's just that my dog really likes being outside, so I hit two birds with one stone by getting both me and my dog exercise this way. Isn't that right, Mochi?
Mochi barks cheerfully in response, wagging his tail furiously. Mochi, that's a cute name. It matches his look too. He's really just a huge ball of white fur.
Yep.
Samoyeds looks kind of like giant blobs of white mochi, don't they? Samoyeds? I don't remember the English name. I mean, maybe if you squint really hard and have a terrible vision. You just don't know how to appreciate dogs so much, So you're out enjoying the sunny day as well, or are you gonna pop back into your nasty otaku den after Nasty otaku den? Wow. decided to take a walk. And I don't have a nasty otaku den. Nothing nasty about that. I wouldn't call myself an otaku. Just because a guy dabbles in the occasional anime or manga doesn't mean that he's an otaku. Don't forget the video games. Yeah, wait. Don't worry, I won't tell any girls about it. How do you even know what hobbies I'm into? Look, just because I don't confiscate the manga you're reading class doesn't mean I don't notice it. You should be thankful you have such a chill class rep. Yeah, she's a class rep, I forgot. Otherwise, next time you swap manga with your buddies, you might find yourself in huge trouble, says the girl who wildly modifies her uniform. Just to say yes, so you know, the girls I hang out with don't mind those things. Or at least I don't think so.
I'm just teasing you, Zalzar.
Yeah. Do you have a cram school or something after this? I assume that's why you're wearing your uniform out on a Saturday.
Just a bit of habit.
Just a habit from my old school.
I used to go to this really prestigious private school that required everyone to wear their uniform outside.
What? That seems a bit messed up.
Like every high school student wears their uniform when they go to academic related things like cram school. We had to wear our uniforms when we were just hanging out outside of school too. Something about holding ourselves accountable for our conduct, both in and out of school.
Sounds suffocating.
No kidding. The headmaster had a giant stick up his butty boo.
So are you overcompensating with your current uniform then? Making up for all those years you couldn't customize your uniform?
Let's just say that I'm glad that rules are less strict at our school.
Marty suddenly barks and tugs at his leash, causing Shiori to stumble a bit.
Okay, Marchi.
Looks like he wants to
get going now. See you at school, Zalzar.
See ya. Marchi runs off with a struggling Shiori in tow. It's as if Shiori's the one being walked by her dog. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. Well, I should probably head back in to finish my book. Anyhow, let's save. Oh, it's already nighttime. So far, so chill. It's night by the time I flip over the last page of the novel and snap the cover shut. There's one book down, a billion. Wow, we read the whole rest of the book. Are proud of me yet, Yuri? I'm about to contemplate rewarding myself by binging an anime series when my cell phone rings. Speak of the devil, it's Yuri. I'm guessing she's not calling to praise me on my literary accomplishments. Hey Yuri, what's up?
Hello, Zalzar.
Just calling to say hi?
Oh yes, I suppose so. Am I interrupting something? I suppose I'm not bothering you.
Nah, don't worry, you're all good. I just finished one of the books you recommended to me.
Oh, which one?
It was that translated story about the thief who gets released from jail, becomes obsessed with the people who put him there.
And how did you like it?
I think I liked it overall, but it kind of made me feel a little depressed too.
How so?
Well, the protagonist definitely isn't totally moral himself. I mean, he's a thief and ends up killing people, by the way. But I couldn't help sympathizing with him. He lost everything while in jail, even his family, and just couldn't find his way back into society.
Is it true that he absolutely couldn't help but slip back into his old ways, though?
I guess not. He did have a mentor who gave him shelter and advice. Still, I found myself agreeing with him when he started to become a sort of anarchist revolutionary.
I suppose you commiserated with the lack of justice from the protagonist's point of view. Yeah, I did like how ironic the ending was. The main character spends the whole book calling his enemies traitors and dogs, but in the end he gets killed by police dogs. Ah, I think that I would agree with you on the story being a rather melancholic one. It's quite the existential bit of literature. However, I do disagree with the protagonist's actions myself. The way I see it, while the main character's life is unfair in some aspects, he also uses his anger and anarchistic ideas to hide his own flawed character. After all, the story employs a first-person narration, the stream of consciousness, so there's an element of unreliable narrator there. That's true, we did try justifying some pretty bad things. But in the end, death is the greatest equalizer. Just as the protagonist dies, so shall his supposed enemies. It really makes you think about the futility of life. Yeah. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say to that. Yeah. Or the depressing turn of yeah, this is a pretty dark conversation. Do you think that the main character could have changed though? I mean, if he were a real person or something. Well, it's not as though people are locked into certain personalities and dispositions at birth. I believe that people's experiences can deeply change how they see the world. The main character certainly had the ability to change, but all the events that happened to him caused him to become misanthropic and embittered. I'd agree with that. This kind of touches on the nature versus nurture, and yeah, exactly, debate too, right? Nature versus nurture. One of the biggest questions regarding the human condition. Yeah, what kind of things are we born with, and what kind of things are we do we develop over time, depending on our social life, depending on our environment and such, our nurturing. I'm inclined to focus on how people's environments affect them rather than on what they're genetically predisposed to do myself. It's one of the reasons why I love reading people's both real and fictional stories so much. You can see how the characters develop through all the conflicts they endure. It's almost like a parent watching their child grow, but sped up to fit in a few hours it would take you to read the book. It would only take you a few hours, but it probably take me much longer than that. It doesn't seem to take a long time when you become completely absorbed by the story. And what's amazing about literature is that it can even make you sympathize with despicable people by showing you how their mindsets are wrapped by their experiences. But how do you know how much of a person's personality can be attributed to nature or nurture? This is kind of deep conversation. There's no real way you can measure that kind of thing. Good point. What if your brain is wired in a way that makes you more likely to enjoy things like literature and tea? Maybe dopamine gets released in your brain in a different way than it does in mine. Just an example, though, I'm not no neuroscientist. Perhaps how much is the wrong question. It may be more accurate to ask something along the lines of how nature and nurture interact. Anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed the novel. I may be sending more recommendations your way soon. Oh, hold on, I still have a long list of books to go. Yeah. Thanks for giving me all these recommendations, though. It's really helped ease me back into the literary world. Well, if you count the children's book I read as a kid as part of the literary world, yeah, they count. Of course, Zalzar, I'm always happy to share my love for literature with others. You can practically hear the smile in her voice. You know, this is actually the first time today that I picked up my phone to use.
Do you call people often then? Nah, I mostly use it to play games and read random posts online. Today's been really quiet for me though, in a good way. What I did was cook, read, and go for a walk. Talk to you. Sounds like a lovely day, Zalzar. Quite similar to mine, actually. Seems like you're really rubbing off on me. We laugh together at that. These gentle moments with Yuri, I wish they could last forever. I hope that's a good thing. Are you kidding me? Of course it is. My mom would kill for a daughter like you. Ah. Yeah, that's awkward. Brother-daughter relationship. I realized too late what I just implied. Good one. He was probably gonna hang up from embarrassment now with how shy she is. I mean, you definitely have better grades than me and stuff. I'm sure you're simply doubting yourself. Anyway, it's getting a bit late now, so yeah, I'll talk to you later. See you in school, Zalzar. See ya. Smooth. Yeah, smooth. Oh, let's continue. Do another day. Let's keep them coming. So far it's pretty chill. Nothing special has really happened. Another day, another 7 or so hours spent indoors at school. Countless hours lost training to enter the rat race of corporate life, conditioning us to equate wealth to self-worth. Let's get dressed. No time for breakfast today. I'm not going to degrade myself by running around with toast in my mouth either. No, don't do that. That's too anime. Maybe I can grab a coffee from a vending machine somewhere. Wouldn't mind snagging bread from the school store either. Melon bread has always been my favorite, if a bit childish. SAYORI's always liked it a lot though, too. Well, I guess she's like any kind of sweet bread. She'd like any kind of sweet bread. Sorry for all the misreadings. Curry bread is really good as well. It's definitely a comfort food to me. Fried bread with a curry filling? Man, I'm making myself hungry. You're only torturing yourself. I can't help but feel something nigging at the back of my mind. It's a weird, nebulous feeling like something's just a bit off. Don't tell me I forgot something. Quickly hoisting my bag in my arms. I riffle through its contents. Nope, looks like all my homework and workbooks are here. Well, no use driving myself crazy over it. If I have all my stuff with me, it can probably wait. What? It's nothing with Sayori, I'm sure. Within a few minutes, the school comes into view. Wait a minute, I stop cold, mentally facepalming myself. I'm not walking with Sayori. Where is she? Oh my god, please. Now that I think about it, the last time I walked with her was before winter break. But this time I'm virtually in front of the school though, so it'd be total overkill to rush back just so I could walk with her. Besides, it's nearly time for school to start. If she isn't nearly here by now, she's gonna be late. And if I go back to look for her, I'll be late too. Feels a bit like I'm betraying her though. With one last glance back, I step through the school gates. I just have to check up on her at the club. I'm pretty sure she's not gonna be at the club. Wouldn't be harder to get here earlier than me after all. I've got to remember to catch up with her one of these days. I have a bad feeling about this. I have a really bad feeling about this. Sayori? When we were kids, we were practically inseparable. What happened to us? Best friends forever, huh? I rest my head in my hands and close my eyes, letting succored eyes droning? and wash over me. Soon enough, I can barely register the lecture going on in the background. Sayori was pretty cute as a kid. What? You get some flashbacks? What? She used to always wear tank tops and shorts. Her hair was just as messy back then as it is now. Oh, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but we thought that we'd get married in the future. Of course, kids don't really get what marriage actually is. But we just kind of expected everything to stay the same. Forever. Forever is a long time though. And nothing panned out the way we thought it would. I wonder if she regrets losing contact for so long. Funny thing, how you can drift apart despite being neighbors. I don't know if I say that she's changed a lot, but things are still pretty different. Not to mention that I've definitely changed too. And now, Yuri. How I managed to get a girl like Yuri to fall for me, I'll never know. If anything, me dating Yuri now shows how much I've changed, from hanging out with loudmouthed bubbly girls to quiet bookish types. Maybe that whole opposites attract thing is true. Not that our personalities are so different, I feel like I'm becoming more and more like her every day. Or at least I hope so. Intelligent, well-spoken, soothing. Well, it's not like she doesn't have her flaws though. It seems like Yuri has plenty of baggage herself, the social anxiety, for one thing. With any luck, I'll be able to rub off on Yuri too and help her with some of her issues. I don't expect that I'll be able to cure her or anything by myself, but hopefully I'll be able to support her where she needs me. She needs it. It's funny how much brighter the future can seem if you can be together with someone you truly care about. Together. Forever? What? Sayori?
You said we would be together forever.
What the F is happening? Wait,
So why?
but that was when we were kids.
Why would you leave me all alone?
I'm sorry, this is a dream. This is a dream.
Is my friendship not enough?
I don't know what happened.
I thought you wanted me around again. When we started walking together again. But I guess I was wrong.
No, that's not it.
This is who you really want, right?
Stop, it's not like that. God, I got goosebumps.
I just hope that the same thing won't happen to her.
That's not what happened. We can't stay in the past like this. I'm sorry about what happened between us, but
Please don't break her heart as you did mine.
this isn't healthy. We can't change the past. Please just hear me out.
Why aren't you saying anything?
I'm trying, I really am. This is a dream.
Please just say something. I don't want it to be like how it was before. I don't want it to be like how it was before. Don't leave me without a word for years. Tell me that you're not going to run away again.
I was scared.
Tell me that you can at least face me. Please?
I'm sorry, Sayori.
Zalzar?
But no matter how many times I apologize, it won't change anything. I have to move on from this, otherwise we won't be able to fix anything. What happened? I didn't choose Yuri over you. I care about you both, just in different ways. Please, Sayori, let's look forward to the future together. You, me, Yuri, even Natsuki and Monica. Let's all support each other, friends forever, right? Isn't that right, Yuri? Yuri? The past is never dead. It's not even past. There's a quote from Requiem for a Nun by Faulkner. What? I don't expect that you've read any of his works though. You're not much of a reader, are you? You'll never be able to keep up with me, you know. I can tell that you're being insincere even every time you speak about literature. That's not true at all. You don't have to keep up all your false pretenses, Zalzar. Otherwise, you'll just come off as pseudo-intellectual. Yuri, why? Well, Zalzar, what do you have to say for yourself? Zalzar? Stop. No. Zalzar? Oh my God. Yeah, I was dreaming. We dreamt. This was a nightmare. Geez, Zalzar, if you want to sleep in class, you should really be stealthier. Sleep? Yeah, so it was just a dream. Of course it was. That was creepy. It takes me a moment to get my bearings back, but once my head clears, I'm back in reality. And in this case, reality is history class. How the hell am I supposed to control how I wake up? But not sleeping so deeply for one thing. Yeah, I called your name a bunch of times before you woke up. It's not anyone. I mean, what about the rest of the class and Shiori? No, sorry, the teacher. Sakurai. I don't remember his name. You're lucky we're supposed to be doing a group activity right now. Oh, okay. Otherwise, I mean, I've been Sakurai, yeah. Waking you up with a stab from a workbook. Yeah. Very good class rep you are, letting classmates sleep in class. I can report you if you want me to. No, I think I'm good, thanks. It'd be good after taking a nice long nap too. I'd be good. Give me a break. Yet another school day is done and over with. Fortunately, the rest of my classes were less eventful. Now I've got to try and stay awake in the literature club. My phone suddenly begins to vibrate. I step to the side of the corridor to check it. Monica. Okay, scratch that. It's a new group chat she made for the literature club. It's actually pretty smart. Exactly. Hey guys, Oh. Sorry for the short notice. I have class rep meeting. That kamoji suits you perfect. That kamoji suits you perfect, is Natsuki. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a pic of you in real life, yeah. Shut up. I chuckled to myself as I put my phone away. You could say I'm carrying the literature club around in my pockets now. My smile turns into a sigh though, as I watch everyone around me rush to their respective clubs. Guess it's the go home club for me today. I'm home. Maybe I'll take a quick nap. Not like my mom's home to nag me about it. Flopping down in bed, I bury my face in the covers. However, my relaxation is cut short when my phone rings, startling me out of my daze. It's Mom? It's Yuri. Hello? Zalzar, hi. What's up, Yuri? Tell me if I'm being too forward. But would you mind if I came over to your house right now? Sure thing. Do you just want to hang out or? Well, this may be a bit strange for me to say, but my house is a bit too quiet for me today. It's not that I'm afraid of in the traditional sense of the word, but I feel very unsettled by myself. That really is weird, Yuri. Of all people having trouble with things being quiet. I don't have problems with things being quiet. I really enjoy silence. I really do. I really, really do. Are your parents not home?
No, they aren't.
I have a feeling her parents are dead. I'm just saying it out loud. I think her parents are dead or something like that. I'm not sure. She's avoiding the question about her parents all the time. You want to meet? Do you want me to meet you at your place and walk you back? We can take the bus too.
No, you really don't have to bother.
It's seriously no bother. I'm not doing anything right now, so...
Oh no, it's fine, really. I want to walk by myself for a while and gather my thoughts.
Well, if you're sure, call me if you need me to come, right?
Okay, thank you. I'll be seeing you shortly then.
See you in a bit. He's coming over. Yeah, clean it up. Clean it up. I can't help but think that it would have been easy for me to just go over to her place. Oh well, I've got to take better care of my house anyway. Exactly. Let's save. Can't believe how hard I'm breathing just from cleaning things up. Granted, I've really been speeding along to finish on time, but still. Right on cue, the doorbell rings. Hopefully I don't look as frenzied as I feel. Hey Yuri.
Hey Zalzar, thanks for having me on such short notice.
It's all good. What kind of boyfriend would I be if I wasn't accommodating to you? To be honest, it still feels a little surreal when I think about how I am dating Yuri. And judging by the blush of Yuri's face, she feels the same way.
Even if you say that as your girlfriend, I should be considerate of your schedule too.
Well, my schedule's completely free right now, so come in. Yuri smiles a shy smile that pulls at my heart. A gust of wind whistles in through the open door, momentarily causing us to shiver. It's gotten pretty cold outside, huh?
It's definitely winter, although it's my favorite season.
Good girl. The shelter can be less than comfortable. Good thing I know the perfect remedy for that. Cuddling together indoors with a good book.
That sounds wonderful.
Can I get you anything to drink?
Any hot tea that you have would be perfect.
Fine by me. I think I have some green or black tea left. I quickly pop into the kitchen and start searching through the cabinets. Pots, pans, baking supplies, spices. Did I somehow run out? I don't even drink tea that often. As I shove a box of cake mix back onto a shelf, a couple of packets of powder follow on. What's this? Of powder? What? What did we make? I hope I didn't leave you waiting for too long.
Really, it's fine. It makes me happy just being here.
Not as happy as I am with you here. Yeah, so corny. That cheesy line made Yuri giggle at least. Anyway, I couldn't find any tea, but I did find this if you'd like to try it out. Oh, it's cocoa. Hot cocoa. I open the packets of cocoa powder. I hold up the packets of cocoa powder for Yuri's to examine.
Hot cocoa? I've never had a powdered version before, but let's try it.
Oh, your adventurous side is coming out, eh?
Maybe. I'm not one to turn down a hot drink during the winter.
Let's get going, then. Within a few minutes, we have 2 steaming mugs of instant cocoa in front of us. Having just been mixed, the tan froth swirls into a spiral on the surface. Yuri peers down into the liquid with a look of anticipation. I still can't believe that you've never had that instant cocoa before. And I bet that you're the type of person who heats up the milk on the stove rather than in the microwave too.
Microwaves are simply inferior devices as compared to stoves.
True. Of course. Wanna try it then?
I suppose so.
She raises the mug to her lips and takes a hesitant sip. There's a strange look on her face. I mean, I don't expect an instant powder to be able to match up with the real thing, but I can't tell if she likes it or not. What do you think? I don't really know how to describe it. It tastes like it was made from an instant mix. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it tastes a bit artificial. We both chuckle at that, filling the warm kitchen with warmer laughter. Yuri closes her eyes and sighs contentedly, tracing the rim of her mug with a finger. I remember my mother making me hot cocoa during Christmas time when I was younger. Even now, I can never make my hot cocoa as creamy as she could. Don't you still have cocoa with your mom? You don't just freeload. You can just freeload off of her, you know. That is, I used to freeload off of her for many more things during the holidays. Once I even ended up eating all of her peppermint bark. Didn't know you had such a sweet tooth. Now that I think about it, Yuri has shown a propensity I'm not sure, for eating sweets before. Or it's a bit more understated now, but when I was in elementary school I definitely did. I suppose I grew out of it. Anyway, I believe that one of the reasons why my mother started teaching me how to cook was because I was always asking her to cook something for me. That makes sense. I think my mom probably wishes she did that as well. I was quite a voracious eater as a kid, as a child. If we'd been friends as kids, we probably would have eaten our parents out of our house and home between the two of us. Actually, I guess Sayori and I kind of did that anyway. Sayori's appetite is forever insatiable, it would seem. You got that right. Did the two of you spend your Christmas times together then? Well, yeah, we were practically thick as thieves within a week of our first meeting. I think we spent every single Christmas together until middle school. That was when you two drifted apart, wasn't it? Yeah, to be honest, I still feel kinda guilty about that. Was it not mutual, the diminishing of your friendship, I mean? It happened kind of naturally, in my opinion, so I guess it was mutual. I don't know, it was around the time the divorce was happening, so I was preoccupied with my own angst at the time too. I'm sure that contributed a lot to it. I see. It's no wonder that you might as well have felt like not talking then. Yes, so Sayori, my mom, and I used to be really close back then. Your mom may be busy working now, but you can still maintain your relationship with Sayori, couldn't you? After all, you did spend this past Christmas with her, along with the rest of the literature club. I don't want to tell Yuri that I've kind of dropped off in hanging out with Sayori again after beginning to date her. Yeah. I still feel like it's not enough to make up for everything. Like, I'm not the only one with problems, right? Yes, but that doesn't invalidate your issues, Zalzar. I really value her friendships, but at the same time, it feels weird to suddenly talk to her about this stuff. How am I supposed to act all moody with such a bright and bubbly girl? Hell, I don't even know much about her current life. I don't know who her other friends are, or whether she likes anyone, or if anyone likes her. So what gives me the right to butt back into her life again? But if you still want to remain close to her, I suspect that you do. Exactly, you can't just... relationships in general need to be nurtured. You need to have contact from now and then, and you can't just... I mean, in some rare cases you can just stay quiet for 10 years and then go back to being closest friends, but still you need to kind of keep up that relationship to make it work. You'll have to somehow confront the guilt within you. Maybe if you speak to her about it, you'll find that she doesn't blame you for anything at all. Actually, I think that's what she'd likely say to you. Yeah, Sayori is the type of person to forgive and forget. I've always liked her optimism. It kind of balances out my occasional cynicism. What do you think the two of you would be if you hadn't drifted apart? I don't know, really close for one thing. I'd probably be a lot more tired all the time from taking care of her. Have you seen the way she can come out of her house in the mornings? She can be pretty needy, but in a good way. I'm sure you're only exaggerating. After all, Sayori is a cute girl. Zalzar, you're the most oblivious guy in existence. If we hadn't drifted apart, I probably would have joined the literature club sooner too. Then I could have met you sooner. Who knows, in another timeline we could be celebrating our 1 year anniversary already. That's a relatively good save. Barely. Maybe. I'd give anything in the world for these moments though. When we're just talking together in a cozy place. Slide my fingers between hers and squeeze her hand, which remains limp in my grip. Is Yuri jealous of us and Sayori that we have known each other for much longer? Suddenly Yuri pushes her chair back and stands up. Sorry, but could I use the bathroom? Of course, you know where it is, right? Yes, now please excuse me. Yuri quickly leaves the room, leaving me alone with our long cooled cocoa. So why do you always have to mess things up? Put my head down on the table, closing my eyes and letting out a heavy sigh. The table is cool on my forearms, but I can feel my cheeks heating up in, what is it? Embarrassment? Guilt? Can't tell. Just calm down, calm down. Did I manage to doze off? Also developed narcolepsy or something. More importantly though, where's Yuri? If she's still in the bathroom, I'm probably only knocked out for a minute or two. Or? It's dark outside. Is Yuri still here though? A quick look at my phone confirms that I've been sleeping for an hour. Maybe Yuri left already. It would be in character for her to not want to disturb me in my sleep. I better check on the bathroom though, just in case. The door's closed and I don't want to try the doorknob just in case Yuri's still in there. After an hour? Come on. It's a sharp inhale. Like someone is sucking the air through their teeth. Yuri, are you in there? A loud yelp sounds from within, followed by the clattering of something falling on the floor. Is she cutting herself? Are you hurt? Hold on, I'm coming in. To my relief, the doorknob turns in my grasp. Oh, girl. Yeah, that's the dark part of Yuri. Yuri! She quickly pulls her sleeve up. She grimaces in pain as she does so. It must have agitated her fresh wounds. What? It seems that my brain has short-circuited. I have no idea what I should look. I somehow can't bring myself to make eye contact. Yuri's up to hide her face behind a sheet of hair, nervously weaving a strand of hair between her fingers. So she's been sitting here doing... Oh my god. Yuri? Did you do that? Would you believe me if I said I didn't? What did you use? Yuri's eyes darted downwards for a second. There's a bloody razor blade on the floor, the tiles around it splattered with tiny droplets of... Oh my god, it's so messed up. I gingerly pick it up with 2 fingers and wrap it in a wad of toilet paper. Have you been cutting yourself in here with this whole time? No answer. She still won't look at me. Why? Was it because of what I said about Sayori? Yuri, I'm sorry, truly. I should have been more considerate. I didn't mean to come off that way. I was just... At this, she finally breaks her silence. No, Yuri. It's not your fault, Zalzar. I'm afraid that it's just me and my own failings. What are you talking about? If I hadn't said anything, this would have been inevitable. I don't get what you're saying. Could you help me understand, please? Okay. But could you give me a little time to clean up and think things through a bit? Of course, I'll be waiting in the living room. Wait. What is it? Do you need any help? I just need some bandages and rubbing alcohol to clean and dress my arm. There should be some in the medicine cabinet over there. Feel free to help yourself to anything you need. And tell me if you need any help, okay? I got it. Now excuse me. I shuffle out of the bathroom, although not before I pocket the toilet paper covered razor blade. The thing is going straight into the trash. Yuri. My body feels like a stone as I sink into the couch. The thing is though, this is common. And people who does this can't really help it. And yeah, no, it's... Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's... I wish I could help all these people that feel... Because they feel so... Yeah, you know, it's a heavy subject to talk about, really. But I'm glad this game really went there, you know, and kind of showed us. I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to think. The reality of it all is just beginning to hit me. Yuri cuts herself? It's true that I've never seen her without long sleeves before, but how could she be doing such a thing, and why? Does her family know about it? All of a sudden, an abundance of thoughts pour into my mind as if a dam had burst into my brain. With the shock worn off, there's just too much to think about. Is Yuri seeing a doctor for this? There's got to be some kind of therapist that specializes in this. Yeah. Right? Self-harm is so common though. In different ways, but this is just one example of how it could look. The thing is though, don't cut yourself, because that will leave scars for the rest of your life and you will regret having them later in life. Yeah. I had to think about it, but is Yuri suicidal? It's not really about that, often, I've understood. Just because you self-harm, it's not always just because you are suicidal. It might be, but it's not really about that. Because if people really are suicidal, it's not that hard to commit suicide. This is more like a stress relief and kind of I don't know. Some people do it just to feel something, and yeah, people do it for so many reasons. That's for sure. I'm so lost in my ruminations that I hardly noticed that Yuri's in front of me. But you're right. Are you okay? Sorry, that was a moronic thing to say. Are you good to talk though? If you're not comfortable, you don't have to. No, it's okay. I'd feel terrible if I were to leave you clueless. Really, don't have to force yourself. But this is a sort of situation where I do need to force myself. Yeah, uncomfortable politeness. Well, if you're sure. But just remember that you don't have to tell me everything if you're not ready to yet. Thank you. Sit down in silence for a moment, even though we're right next to each other. It feels like there's an unfathomable gap in between us. Gap that I may never be able to comprehend. Zalzar, just so you know, this isn't anything any of you're doing. I know what you're thinking. You probably think that I'm jealous of Sayori, and that's why I cut myself, right? Yeah, that is what I was thinking, but I'm guessing that's not true. She nods slowly. To be honest, I'm actually jealous of Sayori, but not in that way. I trust you, Zalzar, enough to know that you wouldn't secretly harbor feelings for someone else, that is. I'm jealous of Sayori as a person. I wish I were anyone but me. Tears start pooling in the corners of Yuri's eyes as her voice starts to waver. I wish could be cute and bubbly and energetic. But this gloomy, self-pitying milky toast of a girl? She struggles to get the words out through her tear, her strengthened stutter marking the severity of her emotional turmoil. Yuri? That's not all either. I'm jealous of your relationship with Sayori. I could never imagine being that close to someone. To be more accurate, I'm jealous of the relationship itself. I reach out to hold Yuri's arm, but stop when she flinches at my... Yeah, it hurts. But what about us? Don't you think that we're close? I love you just the way you are, Yuri. She shakes her head, wiping her head with a sleeve. At her head with a sleeve. I've been keeping all these secrets from everyone, including you. This is like self-exile, isn't it? The wavering laugh she makes breaks my heart. How can I be close to someone if I can't help but hide my true self? Yuri, I don't really know what to say except to deny your claims. There's a reason why I started dating you. Because I love you. And these thoughts, this is why you cut yourself today. You do it often. I harm myself when I get overwhelmed by my emotions. Obviously, I wasn't thinking straight when I went to the bathroom just then. I hate myself so much sometimes that I need to take it out on myself, my skin, my flesh. How else am I going to receive my just punishment? Punishment? You don't need to be punished for anything. You need to stop doing this to yourself, Yuri. She gives me an absolute miserable look. I know, but I don't know if I can. Will you please try to stop though? Please? Have you talked to your parents about it? Could they help? The long moment of silence, where Yuri finally speaks, it's barely audible. I imagine they would have done everything in their power to help me. Yuri's parents are dead. All these clues and I never noticed. Her nervousness whenever I asked about her family, her constant use of the past tense when talking about them, my eyes begin to tear up at the realization of all the pain that Yuri's been through. She looks like she's trying to put on a strong front, but tears quickly begin to roll down her face again. They're gone, aren't they? All at once, she buries her face in my chest, muffling her quiet weeping. Yuri. I gently wrap my arms around her. We sit together like that for who knows how long. The warmth of our embrace reassures me, telling me that Yuri is safe with me for now. But at the same time, a voice in the back of my head says that her mind, her thoughts are unreachable. All I can do now is hold her, lonely as she is in the land of tears. Yuri? She stopped crying by now, but still seems to be hiding from the world in my chest. Zalzar, you want to go to bed now? We can talk about anything else you want in the morning. That sounds nice. She slowly rises up and stretches, combing through her hair with her fingers. One last thing, and tell me if it's too personal for you to share. What is it? Do you ever think about killing yourself? No. Sorry, but no. I don't want to die, but I can't find any other way that I can cope with this life. This is what I talked about before. Often it's not about being suicidal. It's just about one way to cope with this life, as she says. But still, it's a really way bad of coping with things. It really is. And it's permanent often. You have those scars for the rest of your lives, and if you have them on your arms, you will regret it. You will regret it. I see. I can't say that I completely understand it, but I'm extremely relieved to know that. Could we get to bed now? I'm afraid that I'm emotionally exhausted. Of course, let's head upstairs then. You can take my bed, I'll just sleep on the couch in the living room or something. Wait! Yuri suddenly reaches out and takes hold of my sleeve. We can sleep together. A blush reddens Yuri's pallid face. In the same bed, it would be unfair to ask you to do otherwise. Please don't leave me alone. Don't worry, I'd never do that to you. We go ready for bed and soon find ourselves snuggled together under the covers. Neither of us speak, but the silence of the room is imbued with a certain understanding. Yuri clings onto my arm as we fall asleep together, her slender arms entwined with mine. Right as I'm about to succumb to sleep, I hear a murmur from Yuri. Don't leave. My tongue is thick from drowsiness, but I manage to get one word out in reply. Never. Ooh, guys and girls. This was a heavy episode. An important one though. I think it is important when games and movies and such talk about these kind of things, because this is so common. So common. I'm gonna stop the video there. But yeah, I'm sorry this was a kind of a deep and sad episode, but that's how life is. It's up and downs. It's up and downs. And never ever forget to stay awesome. Stay awesome. And I'll see you soon. Toodeloo.